Thanks so much for joining us for our NFL draft coverage. I'm Christine Sorensen.
And I'm Ken Rice. This is our final night broadcasting from the newly renovated Market Square. This is the home of the Pittsburgh pub behind us, where you can follow the draft picks while enjoying refreshments. All the bars and restaurants here are open, and people are really just enjoying taking in the scene.
Oh, yeah, it is just fantastic. And KDK is bringing you team coverage again to get you ready for the second day of the draft. Shelley Bortz is in Point State Park talking with fans. Ray Petlin has your draft forecast.
John Shumway is giving us a look at current traffic conditions. But first, we go to Rich Walsh, who has more on today's introduction of the Steelers' first-round pick. Rich.
Yeah, guys, what a story with Steelers' first-round picks. Max Ihanachor, he moved here from Nigeria at a young age, 13 years old, and didn't even know anything about football. He grew up playing soccer and basketball. Then in 2021, decided to give football a chance, and I think it worked out pretty well for the Steelers' first-round pick because he was drafted 21st overall last night.
It was called football, but it was soccer back home. Man, it's crazy. Just coming as a kid, just excited. I mean, I watched a lot of American movies, seen snow. Got to see snow for the first time in Atlanta. That's where we lived for 6 months. I remember me and my little brother right there went outside trying to catch it and stuff. It was definitely a fun moment as kids, man. But, I mean, for my parents, just making that transition, sacrificing everything they had built back home to put us in a better position for education, big shout out to them. I mean, honestly, that first year was rough. Switching to a new sport, wasn't playing, had to gain weight. And honestly, if you guys are used to Nigerian parents, they love doctors, nurses. So my mom was kind of on my ass. She was like, man, you're not even playing. You're wasting your time. You should go to a 4-year. So, I mean, just trying to own that respect to where I went in and just really sat down. And I'm like, man, my parents, they wanted me to go to a 4-year. That's the whole point of us coming out here. They're really big on education. So, I mean, the first year was really rough, man. But, I mean, that just showed, I just stayed through it and just kept fighting every day and just trying to just get better.
And he seems like a really good kid, and one of the reasons the Steelers see his upside and his potential, he's super athletic from playing soccer and basketball at such a young age, and he's fast for being how big he is, 6'6", 330 pounds. And I can tell you, the team is really excited about this pick. With the Steelers on the south side, Rich Walsh, KDKA-TV News.
Well, we showed you the massive line to get into the NFL fan experience at Point State Park yesterday. Today, a similar crowd lined up early, but by the afternoon, things were moving, and the crowd actually seemed to be even bigger today.
KDK's Shelley Bortz has been spending the day at Point State Park talking to fans.
Shelley, what are you hearing?
Yeah, hey, Ken and Christine, you are right about that. When we got here this morning, we were like, oh, it seems like it isn't as crowded as yesterday. But take a look at this now. Thousands continue to pack into Point State Park. You're seeing jerseys everywhere, and all eyes are locked on what comes next in this draft. Now, this is day 2. It's underway, and after a quiet first round, for some teams, the pressure is definitely on tonight. From the moment the first names came off the board, fans had opinions. Day 2 of the NFL draft, and across Pittsburgh, reactions are everywhere.
We needed a safety bad, so I was happy to see them pick that up.
I thought the pick was great. We need defense and we need a safety, and he was highly rated.
I know it was a contentious pick last night, but
Cheers, second guesses, and full-on debates playing out in real time. But for some fans we talked to, their teams didn't even make a first-round pick. Those picks traded away, leaving them waiting and watching.
We didn't have a pick. I'm out here watching 31 other teams pick players, man. Neither did the Packers, actually. But it was for the love of the game. Yeah, for the love of the game.
Which means today, all eyes are on what's next.
Hoping for a corner or a D tackle.
Still, no matter the pick, fans say just being here is worth it. Is this kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime?
I thought so, but it might be time to go draft again some other city because this has been a great time and really been a great experience.
Fans are coming from everywhere for this experience. Out of state, across the country, all meeting in Pittsburgh for one weekend centered around football.
It is great to be around a bunch of like-minded fans and just kind of be in the energy and the atmosphere for the area.
Yeah, and the energy that we're seeing out here this evening is only going to build throughout the weekend. Reporting live at Point State Park, Shelley Bortz, KDKA-TV News.
Well, and this sun and comfortable, not humid weather is making everything look and feel much more enjoyable.
You know, this might not be such a big deal, Ray. You've been making this point. If this were, July, but it's April. This, there's no way we could have counted on this.
Oh, definitely. You can't count on this in April. I mean, if you're from out of town, Pittsburgh is like this all the time. If you're in town, do not blow that secret. Temperatures are in the upper 70s right now in Pittsburgh, in Washington, Latrobe. 81 in Morgantown, 80 in Beaver, and there is a little cool down up to the north, and that's where our stationary boundary is setting up shop for right now. So we have these just little spotty showers that sort of curve up north of us, but we could see a little very isolated shower. Still trying to work towards town. I'm not too concerned about activities for tonight. Tomorrow, different story. There's a lot more action back to the west right now in Indiana. Storms out that way, but I don't think we're going to be exceptionally stormy when these make it here late tonight and tomorrow. But we will have scattered showers to deal with, and you'll probably want a poncho, and it is going to be a lot cooler for tomorrow, with our temperatures likely sticking in the 60s. So we're going to drop down to the lower 60s overnight. Towards daybreak, our temperatures, while they'll be in the 60s, are going to get a little rain to accompany them, and then we're not going to warm up too much tomorrow. It will be a cooler weekend. How long that's going to last before we see temperatures up a little bit and the sunshine try to make a comeback.
Okay, thanks, Ray. Traffic light again today ahead of day 2 of the NFL draft. People seemingly continuing to rely on public transit to get to and from.
Yeah, but for those who are thinking about driving in tonight, there's still a little congestion to deal with as the closer you get here.
Joining us now to help you figure out your way into town, here's John Shumway. John.
Yeah, we're talking about a little congestion is exactly the word for this. We're talking about on the Parkway, 16 minutes from the north, 16 from the west, 14 minutes from Monroeville into town. We're moving along very well. In fact, if we can go back to that shot, this is the Parkway North right there that's the exit ramp for Hazlett Street. And you get the idea of what it's like. I mean, there's plenty of room for you, and people are moving at speed at this hour. Now, if you're coming from the South Hills, I would not suggest you go to the Liberty Tubes right now. There's an accident on the city end of the tunnel, and they are still trying to clean that up. Head over to the Fort Pitt Tunnel and come that direction into town. Once you come into town, though, things are looking pretty good. A little bit of traffic on Stanwyck Street, which we kind of expected to see, and a little more up around the arena area where the parking is cheap. And that is about it in the Golden Triangle. Over on the North Shore, we're seeing a little bit of stuff on Western Avenue and across Ohio as well, and also right around the Allegheny Center Mall area. But we certainly have seen a change because the parking lot operators tell us more people are driving in, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that the parking rates dropped from yesterday substantially. Now those $200 prices were now down to the $100 range, even $50 around PNC Park. $50, $58 is the most you're going to pay in the Golden Triangle, which is quite a difference from what we've seen. And in fact, take a look at this. Up around the arena, we're talking about $18 to park, and from the arena, quick walk down the hill to the Steel Plaza train station, hop on the T, and that'll take you to Gateway Center over to the North Shore without a problem. So certainly traffic is not an excuse to not come and enjoy the fun.
Free rides from Point State Park to the North Shore began today on the Gateway Clipper. Today, I got to experience this unique feature of Pittsburgh's draft, since no other host city has had 2 sites for fans with a river in between. Fans that we talked to today said they were appreciative of this shortcut, saving them some of the walking they had to do yesterday.
I'm not going to walk 9 miles today, so we'll be good to go. It's a good experience for the whole city. Everybody, like people that don't live in the city, bring them in. They get to ride the ferry, everything. It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is enjoyable. The Gateway Clipper fleet's running 2 boats between Point State Park and the North Shore today and tomorrow, departing every 15 minutes, and those rides again are free. 3 boats are running from Station Square to PNC Park. Tickets for those are $10 each way, and they run on 25-minute loops.
We're also learning about the number of people treated for health-related issues.
Yeah, UPMC says they treated 174 patients yesterday across their 3 sites Point State Park, Stage AE, and in Acrisure Stadium. The majority of the cases were related to heat and dehydration and a few minor injuries.
AHN says it treated 10 people in the ER at Allegheny General, mostly minor illnesses or injuries. Saw another 35 people at its downtown Express Care and AHN mobile clinic here in Market Square throughout the day and night. Well, Steelers Nation has been sharing its opinions following yesterday's first-round pick.
Yeah, what do fans think? Barry Pintar hit the streets to find out.
Yeah, here at the entrance to the NFL draft experience, a lot of talk about Steelers' first draft pick. So what's the buzz on the Steelers' choice?
If that's who they decided, then I guess it's a good pick.
You're okay with it?
Sure.
Well, I think it's a little early to make a judgment on him. Hopefully he'll turn out all right. I just know that this seems like the Steelers were asleep at the wheel and let the Eagles get in front of them and take the first-round wide receiver that they obviously wanted.
Now that he's in, what's your opinion? Give him a shot? You think he'll do good? What do you think?
Give him a shot. Well, what's the alternative at this point? Hopefully he'll turn out to be better than we all think he will be.
Well, I'm not really a football follower. However, I am a Pittsburgher for my whole life, and in the Pittsburgh fashion, I want to welcome him to Pittsburgh and tell him we bleed black and gold. So we welcome him, and we hope that he does well, because when he does well, we do well.
I think it's really important to say that absolutely no one said they don't like Max. Some people, though, just don't think he was the great choice at that moment. But overall, as you heard so many people say so eloquently, we are welcoming to our new neighbors here in Pittsburgh, Max, on behalf of all of us, go get him. Reporting at Point State Park, Barry Pintar, KDKA-TV News.
Yeah, big welcome. And tonight, Heinz will be serving up draft pick number 57 to the world.
Pittsburgh, of course, Heinz's hometown, and it recently became the official condiment of the NFL. And since 57 is synonymous with the brand, Heinz says it's sponsoring the 57th pick tonight. He'll be dubbed Mr. 57 and will receive a lifetime supply of Heinz ketchup. So, whoever is drafted 56th might be silently saying to themselves, no, too soon. I'm doomed to paying for my ketchup forever.
There he goes! You're always within our hearts.
The Pop-Tart goes pro. Fans of college football are familiar with the Pop-Tart Bowl and its tradition of sacrificing the Pop-Tart mascot in a giant toaster so the winning team can feast.
Pop-Tarts brought the bowl game tradition to the NFL draft. And this afternoon at Nova Place on the north side, the Pop-Tart met its toasty, tasty end to the cheers of NFL fans.
It's kind of a cruel tradition, but also delicious. We are now just a half hour away from the start of round 2 of the NFL draft. We saw record-breaking crowds last night for round 1, and so far, we're seeing very healthy crowds today as well. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Ken Rice.
And I'm Christine Sorensen. We are live in Market Square in downtown Pittsburgh. Things are picking up as we get closer to the start of round 2. And there's been no shortage of activities for fans to take in that are not related to football.
Yeah, for sure. There's a wide variety of stuff. Our team coverage of the draft continues. Mamie Ba reports from the red carpet on a draft-themed fashion show.
But first we go to Chris Hoffman over on the Northshore with some of the other activities fans have been enjoying. Chris.
Well, Ken and Christine, these are the big helmets people can pose with on the North Shore. Once again, the Steelers, theirs is a little busy. So we decide, what does it feel like to feel sadness as an NFL franchise? And we chose the Jets. And you can feel it as I'm squeezed in here, perpetually dreaming of Super Bowl III, almost 60 years ago. Once again, a solid line for the Steelers. We didn't want to hold that up, but activities are starting to pick up here a little bit. We are seeing more people come on in, and there are, once again, plenty of things you can do if you don't want to sit and actually watch people's names be called. With any event in today's world, it's impossible not to take a selfie and make sure it's well documented on the gram. Probably just dated myself there. Well, there's a station for that with Acrisure Stadium as the backdrop.
The draft is like Mardi Gras. You just got fans coming together having a good time. It ain't about who's winning or who's losing. Everybody's just enjoying the company.
Other experiences for people around the footprint include posing with giant helmets of your favorite team closer to the casino and putting yourself in the shoes of your favorite player. Well, kind of use your imagination here a little bit.
It's nice out here today, so we get out here to experience everything. Yesterday we went to the Tops tent and got to see Jerome Bettis.
It's phenomenal. Oh,
fascinating.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's good to see Pittsburgh showing so well, and like last night it looked gorgeous on TV. And no, we're very proud. Makes you very proud of being from here all your life.
The museum in the Sportsworks building has displays that touch more than just the Steelers. Super Bowl rings, locker room setups, and Hall of Fame busts just show a little of the history of the league.
This whole experience is cool. I love it. I really like it a lot. They really did a nice job.
Yeah, and here, this is the Steeler one. It's a little busier, as we said. There's a nice solid line of people. It's amazing how that happens in Pittsburgh, all the black and gold being celebrated. Now, again, it is starting to get a little busier. We've started seeing on the way over the T was getting a little bit more packed as festivities are getting ready for the second round that kicks off at about 30 minutes here at the top of the hour. Live on the North Shore, Chris Hoffman, KDKA-TV News.
And taking another live look at Point State Park, where earlier models hit the runway this afternoon for a fashion show inspired by all 32 NFL teams. The event featured a collaboration between producer Demetria Bocella and fashion designer Kia Tomlin and others.
Kia Tomlin, of course, wife of former Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. Mamie Ba was there for the show and joins us now with some highlights. Mamie.
Yeah, it was an amazing show. We're standing in front of the fountain here at Point State Park. So just imagine the beautiful backdrop on this as this red carpet rolled out and models hit the runway and fashion and football collide. You know, Kia Tomlin tells me this is something that she's been working on for a really long time, the NFL collection, since 2021. She started her fashion line based here, right here in Pittsburgh in 2014. Demetria Bocella Productions working really hard to get this event together with Kia Tomlin. They tell me they've been in talks with the NFL to work this out and bring people the amazing fashion we saw here on this runway. It also included other Pittsburgh-based designers. We saw fashion from representing all 32 teams because, as you know, what you wear around here matters. I spoke to them earlier.
It feels really cool to see all 32 teams on one runway together. Usually they're kind of, photographed individually, but to see them all walk as a league, I guess a league of models, is pretty cool.
And what you wear around here matters. And as the years have gone on, we've really seen a transition into fan gear turning into fashion.
Yes. We saw that trend happening a few years ago, just even with the work that we do with the Steelers Style annual charity fashion show. And so we're just thrilled that now, fashion is part of mainstream.
And you see, that's why I'm repping the black and gold. So listen, in another life, I just know I was a model. So I cannot let you guys go without ripping the runway, representing our team here, the Steelers. So we're going to do a quick little walk over here, okay? So you tell me how I do. I'm going to put the mic down really quickly. Maybe a little spin.
Great, Mamie.
It was so much fun.
You still got it.
Listen, I love fashion. So, I love fashion. I feel so at home here. So next time, I'll be on the runway, maybe. We'll see.
You definitely should be. You rocked it. Thank you.
Thanks, Mamie.
Well, a local military veteran has been chosen to announce the 250th pick in the draft to celebrate America's 250th birthday.
Yeah, his name is Daryl Jackson. He served for 30 years in the Army and the Marine Corps. He's a native of Hazelwood and an advocate leader for veterans with the Wounded Warrior Project. He says when he found out he would be announcing the pick, the first person he called was his brother.
Look, on Saturday, I'm going to be announcing the 250. He's like, stop playing. He's like, stop playing. I'm like, bro, it's me plus a guest. Do you want to go? He's like, stop playing.
Jackson admits he's not a Steeler fan. He roots for the 49ers, but says he's still excited for an opportunity like this in his hometown. So many people have heeded the warnings and have used public transportation to get to and from the NFL draft.
Yes, some of the park and ride lots filled up yesterday and again today. PRT's football flyer buses are running from Monroeville, Ross Park, Moon Township, and Clairton. Riders say it's been smooth for the most part, and they're especially pleased that it's free.
I think it's wonderful. I can't believe they're offering it. Well, to avoid paying high fees for parking, but it seems very convenient.
PRT says there was some confusion on the North Shore last night when everyone wanted to leave around the same time.
The reliance on public transportation for the draft has put a spotlight on the future of public transit funding.
Yeah, that's something Governor Josh Shapiro touched on today while speaking with KDKA. He says a robust transit system can help the city attract more big events.
I'm a huge believer in and supporter of mass transit. PRT here in Pittsburgh has done an unbelievable job getting people over to Acrisure, getting people to the NFL draft festivities. They've done a great job. It's been smooth. I've kind of asked people randomly how they got down there. They told me they took the bus. I said, was it easy? They're like, it was super easy. It was great. PRT and all of our mass transit systems, they deserve our support. I've been governor 3 years. Each year I've called on the legislature to provide more funding for mass transit. It's a lifeline for our communities. Look, it's critically important for folks who just live here, want to get to work, who want to get to here to shop and eat. It's also a selling point. When I talk to CEOs about coming to Pennsylvania, I talk about our great housing and great mass transit and wonderful parks and all the things that maybe don't show up on a spreadsheet when a CEO is looking to make a deal, but are so important for quality of life. Having a strong mass transit system leads to a strong quality of life, leads to more deals getting done.
All of our draft coverage and information in the KDK Draft Companion, full of all the fun things to do, important information for fans, road closings, and more. You can find it right now at KDKA.com.